Welcome to Week 4 of our Immigration Court series, focusing on the case of Samuel Littlefellow in Eagle Pass. This week's agenda covers Kickapoo transborder sovereignty, argument development, and rigorous moot court rounds. The case overview for Samuel Littlefellow involves claims for asylum, withholding of removal, and Convention Against Torture Protection. The factual basis centers on Mr. Littlefellow, a Kickapoo tribal member seeking refuge from targeted cartel violence and persecution. Mr. Littlefellow is a recognized member of the Kickapoo traditional tribe of Texas, with deep ties to the border region. His family has been targeted due to tribal resistance and territorial disputes. The Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, argues for removal based on several points, including unlawful entry and the assertion that tribal membership is irrelevant to statutory immigration requirements. They also claim safety is manageable through internal relocation. The respondent's defense argues for Kickapoo citizenship and the sovereign right to reside on tribal land. We assert the validity of the proposed social group and confirm that a direct and present cartel threat remains. Legal issue number 1 focuses on asylum eligibility. The defense counter-argument, supported by precedent like matter of MHZ, is that illegal entry is merely a factor to be weighed in the totality of circumstances, not a categorical bar to relief. Legal issue number 2 centers on the particular social group or PSG analysis. To qualify for asylum, the proposed group must meet the three-pronged test: immutable, particular, and socially distinct characteristics. The proposed PSG for the respondent is Kickapoo members in Mexico, perceived as cooperating with U.S. law enforcement. This satisfies the test through immutable tribal membership, particular definition, and social distinction as a cartel target. DHS challenges the respondent's PSG, arguing it is a circular definition based on the harm feared. They also cite a lack of particularity and social distinction, claiming Mexican society at large does not recognize this specific subgroup. Legal issue number 3 deals with changed country conditions. DHS claims military operations have neutralized the cartel threat. However, respondent rebuttal asserts that decentralized cartel networks persist and remain capable of targeted violence. Respondent witnesses provide both expert and lay testimony. Key experts include Captain Martinez Gomez on cartel dynamics and Dr. Ochoa on community-wide trauma. Lay testimony comes from family and tribal members detailing specific threats. Captain Jorge Martinez Gomez of the Kickapoo Nation Police Force testifies to the institutional memory of cartels. He states cartels maintain institutional memory. Vengeance culture persists long after leadership transitions. Dr. Rebecca Ochoa, a clinical psychologist, offers insight into the psychological impacts of cartel violence. Her testimony emphasizes that trauma is institutional, shaping the behavior of entire communities under threat. Sarah Mills, a social welfare expert, testifies to the erosion of tribal safety nets. She asserts, social welfare in the Kickapoo community is inextricably linked to collective security. When one family is targeted, the entire support network fractures. Finally, Samuel Littlefellow offers his personal statement, emphasizing the immediate danger and psychological toll. He states, "The reach of the cartel isn't just a rumor, it's a constant shadow over my daily life." The prosecution presents government witnesses to establish the timeline of events. Government testimony documents the objective facts of apprehension and the specific legal protocols followed during the initial custodial period. U.S. Border Patrol agent Juan Morales testifies regarding the initial apprehension. He asserts the respondent failed to declare distress, stating, quote, "The respondent never mentioned his family or any specific threats to his safety when first arrested." DHS intelligence analyst John Majors provides an assessment of the security landscape in Mexico. He suggests, "The reality of the situation in Mexico today is not the same as it was 2 years ago, and the level of harm no longer exists." Dr. Patricia Fernandez, a country conditions expert, agrees with the DHS assessment. She concludes there is no longer an issue that would stop the U.S. from deporting Mr. Littlefellow back to Mexico. Legal issue number 4 covers tribal sovereignty, questioning whether indigenous status provides a shield against federal removal. The defense argues that sovereign rights to ancestral land precede border enforcement. The respondent's sovereignty argument centers on pre-constitutional jurisdiction. The Kickapoo traditional tribe asserts that tribal membership constitutes an inherent right to reside on ancestral lands, predating the border. DHS counters this argument with the concept of federal supremacy. They maintain that federal immigration law supersedes tribal membership for non-U.S.-born individuals. Legal issue number 5 addresses the Convention Against Torture, or CAT, protection standard. Article 3 requires a clear likelihood of torture occurring with the consent or acquiescence of a government official. The evidence of torture risk provided by the respondent includes specific factual claims, such as the execution-style murder of family members and documented police corruption, demonstrating total cartel impunity. In judicial determination, the court finds the respondent's claims credible. His testimony was plausible and consistent, and it was supported by corroborating evidence. For the moot court preparation, students must deliver arguments covering the particular social group, Convention Against Torture, sovereignty, and country conditions analysis. This case is a critical study of complex jurisdictional intersections, including federal immigration law, tribal sovereignty, and CAT standards. It serves as a perfect capstone for Week 4.